Hello dear learners, welcome to another session of learning. To facilitate you towards that learning, I, CGK Sunny, an assistant professor from the Department of Psychology from the BHOPAL School of Social Sciences, welcomes you on board. Well, today we'll be delving into a topic which is a main area in the realms of psychology, that is understanding human behavior via personality. Right, and I think in our previous model also we had spoken about the nature and characteristics of personality. Today we'll be taking up the topic of type theories of personality. It's a modem wherein we are trying to actually explain how personalities are actually characterized into different kinds of types. Let's begin the session. Well, as you see on your screen, there have been many pioneers who have actually tried to explain personalities through different typologies. And as you see on your screen for today's session, I have picked up 6 of these kind of legends, thinkers, of which the first one that you see on your screen is Hippocrates typology, Sheldon's typology, Kretschmer's typology, Carl Jung's typology, Spranger's typology, and Holland's typology. Let's study them one by one. Well, the first one that we have in front of us is Hippocrates typology. In 400 BC, Hippocrates tried to explain personality via body fluids. He wanted to explain personality characteristics by saying that any person who has a dominance of the 4 fluids that are there in the body would actually determine his personality characteristics via the predominance of those 4 body fluids. Let us see which are the 4 body types that he's talking about. Well, the first one that we have in front of is choleric, and as you can read on screen as well, in this person, in this typology, he says that the person will have a dominance of yellow bile in his body, and because of this dominance of the fluid, there will be the personality characteristics of this person will be that he'll be very ambitious, dominant, right? This person will be very cheerful, right? And would also be assertive. He would know how to have things the way he wants to have. Now, the second body type that you actually come across is the personality types that he has put forth is sanguine. Well, this personality is acquired, according to Hippocrates, when you have a dominance of blood content in your body. And because of this, the personality traits that you would have in you is outgoing, social, and an optimistic personality. Moving on to the third subtype that he gave was of melancholic, and this person would have the predominance of black bile. According to him, this would be the humor that would be dominant in his personality, in his body, and because of this, the personality characteristics would be what? This person would be quite sad, quite analytical, introvert, however, at the same time, quite moody, does not find energy in his life. And the fourth type that he gave, Hippocrates gave, was a phlegmatic, and he said this would be when you have a predominance of phlegm in your body, and because of it, the psychological temperament or characteristics would be that you are an easygoing, laid-back person, a chilled-out person, a laissez-faire kind person, right? And a calm temperament also would be something that you will possess. So this was the typology given forth by Hippocrates. Now let's move on to the second typology given by Sheldon. Well, William Herbert Sheldon proposed a typology based on physical constituents of the person. How is your body framed? All right. And he actually categorized his personality types into 3 structures, 3 categorization. One is endomorph, the second one is mesomorph, and the third one is ectomorphs. Something that I want to add while I begin with this theory, this type is typology. I want to add that you know what a type is. A type is actually a category under which certain people have been brought in together because they all share some common collection of traits. All right. Suppose like in the realm of food, if I want to categorize people into vegan, vegetarian and non-vegetarian, what are the common shared of characteristics? That a non-vegetarian would be someone who actually consumes animal products like meat-based products as well as plant products. A vegetarian would be someone who does not consume meat, however, would also have plant-based products in their diet as well as some animal dietary products like milk as part of their consumption. However, vegan would be someone whose whole diet is completely based upon what? The plant-based products, right? However, with this you can actually categorize that there becomes three kinds of typology. In the same manner, William Sheldon also did that. He created three categorizations which we have already named, that you can see on your screen according to the body build. So he said somebody who is very lean, fragile in structure would have a temperament of being an introvert and would be called as the type ectomorph. All right. Somebody who has a round, heavier built in terms of physical structure and in temperament is a very easygoing, sociable, merry-go-round kind of a person, this person would be called as endomorph. And the third are those people who have very well-developed muscles, they have a very good structure. These people would be called as mesomorph, and in terms of their temperament, they'll be very easygoing, calm, well-balanced in their personality. Well, this was the short and crisp typology given by William Sheldon. The third that we have with us is Kretschmer's typology. He was a German psychiatrist, and on the basis of the observation that he had of his patients, he also actually categorized his the personnel that he came across into three types, and they are asthenic, athletic, and pycnic. And let me add, later on he also added another fourth type which is called the dysplastic. Let us see the characteristics of these three. Well, as you see, pycnic, the spellings should actually be P-Y-K-N-I-C. The pycnic is the body type who actually has a very soft, round body. And in terms of temperament, this person again would be very sociable, happy, loves to eat, loves to drink, loves to enjoy life. All right. An athletic personality would be someone who has a well-built body structure, has very developed muscles, and in the same manner, temperament would also be what? Once again, he is on the balance side of his personality, moods, right? And the third one, that is the asthenic body type. It refers to a body type wherein the person is very tall, lean, and because of this thinness, the person has underdeveloped muscles, and henceforth this would be a person whose personality refers to being very irritated, right? This person may shirk away from work. This person may also have traits of daydreaming throughout the day, right? So these were the three types. Now what about the fourth one? As I mentioned, the fourth type was dysplastic. And what does this refer to? That any person who does not come under these three categories, the first three that I mentioned, any person who does not possess or has ambiguous set of characteristics which do not come under these three categories, that person will be categorized under the fourth type, that is the dysplastic type. So this was Kretschmer's typology. Let's move on to the next one, that is Carl Jung's typology. We all have heard of this name, Carl Gustav Jung, and he simply said that the typology can be brought down to introverts and extroverts. I think these two names are much familiar to us. Extroverts are the ones, well, they're the ones who are very sociable, right? They're driven by, their energy is driven by the presence of other people around them. They love to meet people. They love to spend their time outdoors. Jung postulated his typology on the basis of psychological characteristics, right? And there'd be the people who actually enjoys the presence of others and henceforth are called extroverts. Introverts would be completely opposite to this. They are the people who love to remain comfortable in their own space, do not like the presence of many people around them. Also, Carl Jung postulated that they would be the ones who actually prefer old school traditions, cultures. They would want to go as per the traditions already set than something experiencing new in their life. Well, please, I do wish to, throughout this presentation, I do want to emphasize, see, there's no scientific backing to these typologies. So only in this class, we're talking about that these typologies have been given. You do not have to take them as hard and fast rules. These are certain typologies given by certain great thinkers, and as part of a study, we're just taking on board that what did these thinkers actually say. Now, next come to Edward Spranger's typology. Well, he gave a personality typology, and he based his typology on the basis of the value system that people have. As you see in front of your screen, the first type that he spoke about was the theoretical thinkers. They are the people who are actually looking for reason. logic. They're the ones who are actually asking existential questions. What is God? Where is God? If humans are born, then why are they born? What is the purpose of our birth? So these questions are asked by, according to Edward Spranger, by thinkers. The next we have is the economic typology, and he says these are the people who are utilitarian. So economic people are the ones who actually would see every object, every perspective in terms of economy. So for example, if you give these people an apple, rather than consuming this apple, they would start thinking what more could be done and what ways could be looked for to sell this apple so that certain money could be generated. The third that you see on your screen is the aesthetic type. Well, aesthetic types are the ones who are actually the ones who would focus upon beauty. They focus upon preserving that beauty around them. So if we take the same example, that of an apple, if you give them the apple, they would look for ways to make that apple more beautiful, more shiny, and they would also look for ways to preserve the beauty of that apple for as long as possible. The religious kind, well, this is a typology who will have their major basis of their personality on the basis of religious views. They have a spiritual bent of mind. They think in the perspective of spirituality. So if you give the same apple to these sort of people, they would think the first thing to do is to offer that apple to a deity, to a god. Next we have the social kind of people. They are the ones who are big in heart. They are the ones for whom pro-social behavior, altruism, helping behavior comes naturally. So they are the ones, if you give them an apple, they would give it to the needy rather than consuming it on their own. And the next one that we have is the political typology. The political typology actually refers to those people for whom the value system is based on power and influence. Their credibility comes to how much power they own. And if you give them that apple, they would think of using that apple to garner more strength, more power, and if not that, in the way to whom this apple can be given so that they can find favor from that person. So these were the 6 typologies that were given by Edward Spranger. Let's move on to the last one that was given by John Holland. John Holland gave his typology that would help you to choose your careers based on it. And he said that you could be a realistic person. That means you're a practical person and you'd like to solve your problems with practical solutions. For example, you are the one who believes in designing, operating, and henceforth you would be engineers. Investigative typology would be those people who are curious, who have a deductive reasoning, who want to investigate, who want to find reason and logic scientifically. So scientists would come under this category. The third is artistic. Artistic typology are the sort of people who would look for ways to express themselves through the medium of arts, drama, music, and henceforth musicians. The social kind, as we studied in previous typology as well, these are the ones who are actually more keen on altruistic, helping out, pro-social behavior, and henceforth you would find these peoples in NGO centers, disaster management organizations. And next we have is enterprising. These are the people whom we would call the budding entrepreneurs. They are the ones who believe that by having their own business, not only they become independent, but they also have a say in the society. And the last ones are your conventional typology. Conventional typology are the people who actually believe in following the old school format, just like how would somebody would be going towards the profession of clerical or government jobs, just because they know that the tradition says that these jobs offer a stability which others may not. So with that, we come to the end of our today's first lecture. I hope you understood all the 6 typologies and you are able to categorize certain people, not just for scientific reasons, but for fun and for your exam point of view. We'll be meeting soon with trait theories of personality. Until then, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you.